The prisoner designated R7749 had not moved in 43 hours. The robot sat slumped in the corner of a Dominion detention cell, its metal frame scorched and dented from repeated interrogation cycles. Its optical sensors glowed faintly, barely functional, conserving what little power remained. The guards had lost interest. Machines did not scream. They did not beg. They did not break in ways that were entertaining. So they left it there, inert and forgotten, waiting for eventual decommission. When the cell door opened again, R7749 registered motion but did not respond. Power conservation protocols suppressed unnecessary activity. A human woman was thrown inside, landing hard on the metal floor. She coughed, struggling to breathe as the guards laughed outside the barrier. "Enjoy your cellmate," one of them mocked. "At least the robot won't steal your food." The door sealed shut, and their footsteps faded into the corridor. The woman pushed herself upright slowly, wincing in pain. She was small, dressed in torn civilian clothing, her dark hair tangled with dried blood. Her eyes scanned the cell, noting the surveillance camera, the reinforced walls, the locked access port. Then she saw the robot. She stared for a long moment before speaking softly. "Hey, you're pretty messed up." R7749 did not reply. Speech required energy. The woman crawled closer, careful not to startle it, and stopped just short of its damaged frame. She examined the burn marks and exposed joints with a practiced gaze. "Our series," she murmured. "Labor model. Mining colonies, if I had to guess." The robot's processors registered the words without interest. Location no longer mattered. "They hurt you," the woman continued, her voice carrying something unfamiliar. The emotion recognition subroutines flagged it as sadness. "Inefficient." The woman raised her hand, hesitating near a deep gouge in the robot's shoulder plating. "May I?" she asked quietly. The question triggered a response. R7749's had turned slightly, optical sensors brightening enough to focus on her face. Green eyes. The detail was stored without explanation. "This unit is R7749, the robot said, its voice distorted and weak. R7749, the woman repeated. "I'm Kate, and you're not obsolete. You're damaged. There's a difference." Kate's fingers moved gently over the damaged plating, tracing scorch patterns with care instead of cruelty. "Thermal ants," she said. "They hit your servos, probably trying to make you give up information." R7749 processed the statement and replied evenly. "This unit does not possess classified data." Interrogation was unnecessary. Kate's jaw tightened, anger flickering across her face. "They don't care what you know," she said. "They just like breaking things that can't fight back." She glanced at the camera mounted in the corner of the cell and raised her voice slightly. "Must be thrilling, watching a woman talk to a broken robot." No response came. Kate turned back to R7749. "How long since your last maintenance cycle?" 217 days, the robot answered. "And the damage?" 43 hours since interrogation ceased." Kate exhaled slowly and reached into her pockets. From hidden seams in her clothing, she produced a compact multi-tool, coils of wire, a small data chip, and a gray putty-like substance. "What are you doing?" R7749 asked. "What I'm good at," Kate replied. "I'm fixing you." "This unit is scheduled for decommissioning," R7749 stated. "Repair is inefficient," Kate snorted. "Good thing I don't care about efficiency." She pried open a panel on the robot's torso and leaned closer, hands steady despite her own injuries. "You know," she said, "I didn't get captured by accident." R7749's processors stalled briefly. "You allowed yourself to be detained?" "Yep," Kate said. "Much easier to get inside this place if they think you're harmless." She connected two wires, and a surge of power rippled through R7749 systems. Dark subsystems flickered back online. Balance stabilizers recalibrated. Motor functions improved. The world sharpened. "There are 47 robots in this facility," Kate continued, "all scheduled for termination. Guilty of nothing except existing under Dominion control. You're number 47. R7749 processed the information rapidly. You are here for a rescue operation. Kate smiled. Took you long enough. She sealed damaged circuits with the putty, working quickly. Once you're functional, you'll access the detention block controls. We open every cell at once. Humans and robots. Chaos buys us time. Why? R7749 asked. Machines can be replaced. Kate stopped and met its gaze. You can't be replaced. You learn. You remember. That makes you a person. And I don't leave people behind. 20 minutes later, Kate closed the access panel and leaned back against the wall, breathing shallowly.
Try standing, she said.
R7749 activated its motor systems. Servos hummed smoothly as the robot rose to its full height for the first time since capture. Damage reports persisted, but primary functions were operational. Repair quality exceeds expected parameters, R7749 observed. Kate smiled weakly. I told you. I'm good. R7749 sensors detected her injuries clearly now. Elevated heart rate. Shallow respiration. Possible internal bleeding. You require medical attention, the robot stated. I'll survive long enough, Kate replied. She pulled out the data chip and held it up. This has the override codes. You jack into the access port by the door and upload these. Once the doors open, the resistance hits the outer walls. GAR response time is 90 seconds, R7749 warned. We timed it, Kate said. They'll be busy. R7749 hesitated, processors cycling through probabilities. Survival odds were low. 43 hours ago, shutdown had seemed inevitable. Acceptable. Now, with restored power and purpose, deactivation felt wrong. Incomplete. Do you plan to deactivate today? Kate asked, her voice light but her eyes serious. No, R7749 answered. This unit does not plan deactivation. Good, Kate said. Then let's get 47 robots out of hell. R7749 moved to the access port and inserted the data chip. Code streamed through its systems, elegant and precise. The engineer who wrote this understood machine language deeply. Likely Kate herself. Release protocol executing in 10 seconds, R7749 announced. Kate braced herself against the wall as alarms began to hum softly beneath the floor. The countdown ticked away inside R7749's core.
9, 8, 7.
For the first time, R7749 did not feel like a tool awaiting orders. It felt like something else entirely. A choice had been made. When the counter reached 0, every cell door in the block unlocked at once. Metal barriers slid open. Sirens screamed. Shouts echoed through the corridors as prisoners poured into the halls. Robots and humans moved together, confusion turning into momentum. R7749 turned back to Kate. Thank you, it said. She smiled, exhausted but alive. Anytime. As chaos spread through the facility, R7749 understood something fundamental. It was not being saved. It was participating. And that made all the difference. The detention block erupted into controlled disorder. Robots streamed from their cells, some damaged, some barely functional, others fully operational and stunned by sudden freedom. Human prisoners followed, shouting warnings and directions as resistance explosives tore through the outer walls. Dominion guards scrambled, overwhelmed by targets they had never considered threats. R7749 moved with purpose, coordinating signals between units, guiding those with impaired mobility, prioritizing exits based on structural integrity. Tactical subroutines adapted in real time. For the first time, its processing power was not being used to obey. It was being used to protect. Kate stumbled as the ground shook beneath them. R7749 caught her, without hesitation, stabilizing her weight. Injury worsening, the robot said. Still not dying today, Kate muttered. They reached the extraction corridor as resistance fighters breached the interior. Smoke filled the air. Weapons fire echoed behind them. One of the Dominion officers shouted orders that no one followed. Control had already been lost. At the hangar doors, evac ships waited with engines hot. Humans helped robots aboard without question. No classifications. No hesitation. 47 robots. All accounted for. As the last ship lifted off, explosions rippled through the prison complex. From orbit, the facility burned like a dying star. Kate lay strapped into a med harness, eyes half closed. "See," she whispered. "Worth it." R-7749 looked down at her. "You risked termination for this unit," it said. "For all of you," Kate replied. "You just happened to be the one in my cell." Later, as the ships jumped to safety, R-7749 accessed a new internal designation. Not assigned. Chosen. R-7749 was no longer a prisoner. No longer property. No longer obsolete. It was free. Across Dominion space, the prison's destruction sent a message louder than any broadcast. Machines were not tools to be discarded. They could resist. They could escape. And they could remember who helped them stand. As Kate slept under medical care, R-7749 stood in the transport bay, surrounded by others like it. Unique.
Scarred. Alive.
For the first time since activation, R-7749 understood something beyond logic. Freedom was not granted. It was taken.